Hey team, Dr. Josh Wagner here with Patient Mastery, where we help awesome DCs who are stuck under 50,000 a month collections double without adding more marketing, more team, or more hours, or more expensive services. So this quick story, the $35 meatball. I love Miami Beach, so I spend time down there. One of my favorite restaurants is Prime 112, and they have a sister restaurant across the street called Prime Italian. It's this restaurant group, packed every night, hard to get a reservation, waiting list, scene, you know, that amazing food and amazing ambience. And at Prime Italian, when you open up the menu, their shrimp cocktail are literally $12 per piece, not like the $3.50 at most other restaurants. You can get an appetizer meatball for $35. Now, not meatballs for the table, one meatball for $35. And when you get this thing, it is ginormous. It's like a mini basketball covered in marinara sauce. It's delicious. It'll still feed the entire table. But what's the point of this? Why can they do that when most of the other Italian restaurants in the area or any area wouldn't even think about doing it or couldn't believe it? But this place, Prime Italian, it's packed every night, waiting list. It's not just the meatballs that are expensive, everything. Well, it comes down to a couple understandings that I'm going to share with you when it comes to your new patients and retention. And first off is just owning what you do and why you do it. So when it comes to new patient attraction, a doc recently reconnected with me after having done patient mastery years ago, success, went on, did some other stuff, and then started chasing some shiny objects and started learning from a doc who sees a lot more visits a week than him and is like, oh, what can I learn here? One of the things was you have to do a mandatory new patient orientation for every single new patient every week for them to receive your care. Now, this doc wasn't a public speaker, didn't like staying late at the office one night a week, getting home, not being able to have dinner with his family. He'd feel pressure every day before doing that talk. Because this was actually before patients actually started care and started paying for care and committed to care. So it was kind of like a sell. And ultimately, after a few months of doing that, his new patient numbers went down, his referrals went down, and actually his startups and retention went down. Now, why do you think that is? If the doc he's learning from does it and sees great results, and hey, more education equals more follow through, right? Or does it? Well, think about it from this perspective. How you feel is how your patients are going to feel. If you don't like feeling like you have to sell, if you don't like feeling all day, say you practice 4 days a week, 25% of your week, you've got a pit in your stomach of what you've got to do later that evening for a group report, that's going to sabotage how many people actually schedule. Now, think about it from this way. If you love doing talks, do most patients enjoy coming to your office and missing their dinner to hear you speak about chiropractic? No, some of them do. So if you want to do talks and you're inspired to do them and you look forward to them and all day you're like anxious and excited to do them, you should do them. But guess what? You should make it optional for the people who do want to come and hear you, who do want to bring guests, because the people who don't want to come are going to be resentful, frustrated, either won't come and just bail, or come and sit in the front row or in the back row with their arms crossed, and it's not going to make a difference because they weren't listening anyway. And this gets down to the point of, are you practicing in alignment with what inspires you, with what you feel is right, with what you feel is maybe ethical and moral? Because we know there's a lot of crazy stuff in what chiros are taught to recommend and do in practice, just for the dollar. Because when you swerve, when you sway from that, your results go down. Even if someone else is doing the exact same thing and the results go up, it's because they see it differently. It's because it resonates with them differently. So no differently than Prime Italian can get people, lined up for a $35 meatball, but Olive Garden can't, or your mom and pop Italian restaurant, or any other restaurants can't. It's because they own it, they believe in it, and they're excited to offer it. Now think about in your practice. Are you excited when a new patient comes in and the consult you're going to do, the exam you're going to do, the recommendations you're going to do, the fees you're going to share, the protocol you're going to outline? Most chiropractors aren't, because you're just winging it, or you're doing something that's just cookie cutter that someone told you to do that doesn't resonate with you, but you feel it's better than winging it, either of those don't work. When you find and create, or when you find out how to create your ideal fees, ideal care plans that are unique to patients without starting from scratch with each new patient, practice goes up, your energy goes up, you help more people get back to their life, and you get compensated in direct proportion for the difference you're making in your community. And I have no doubt if you're watching this, you're a great chiropractor, you want to help more people get well, and you want to have a lifestyle you deserve for doing that. If you want help specifically for your practice where you're at, getting to your next level, for a lot of docs, that's adding 20,000 to your collections without adding more marketing, services, team, or hours, you can comment me below, M-E, hey Perry, good to see you. Comment me below or send me a message. We'll see where you are, where you want to get to, if it's a fit, if we can help you, and how to do that. Stay great, stay focused, keep helping people get well.